Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday's Chill Pill. It's good to be with you. Oh gosh, that snow yesterday was something else, wasn't
He's
it?
forgetting.
Oh,
There you go.
Slaunch it.
Yes. And we met
Why do we else do?
we met one person out yesterday. We didn't know them really. They were new people to us. But the park was deserted and of course it was deserted. It was awful. The
I know,
snow
but
was terrible.
when we first started walking though, it was sunny.
I know. And
It
then
actually
came the
felt
snow.
okay, and then all of a sudden the snow came.
Anyway.
And tonight we're supposed to get 3 inches of snow.
Come on, bring on the spring.
Come on, Ohio, we can do better than this.
Yes, let's
It was crazy that it was not too long ago we were walking in 75-degree temperatures. Do you remember
Where'd that go?
We were sweating, going around the lake, and you know,
Everybody out.
it looked like we had the virus, but it was really sweat, you know.
You're
Talking about the virus, you know, at some point I mentioned this yesterday on my Word on Wednesday. People are going to have to eventually emerge from their fears. They have to. We've got to get this country back and going again. You know, the president said it one time, we can't let the cure become worse than the disease.
Right.
And at some point we're going to have to, yes, exercise caution, but we have to emerge from our little holes and get out there, because this country will just crash if we don't.
Right. And I think Pauline Variki, didn't you post on Facebook today, and someone else did, I think Rachel, you did too. I mean, that there are other things going on in the world too, like there's malaria and there are accidents and there's sickness and all this kind of stuff. And not to, to be totally depressed, but I mean, the reality is death is all around us and always has been. And it wasn't God's design, right? He didn't want us in that situation, but then, of course, human beings failed. And the fall came, and so brokenness and death is all around us. So even with or without this virus, the challenge is to keep following the Lord in faith and not to give in to the fear of what could or might happen.
That's right. I mean, you would never get into your car if you were scared of having a crash, if you knew how dangerous it is, when you're passing other cars or passing a truck. We've no idea how dangerous it is, but there's an element of faith and trust in our society. Every time you go into a movie theater, you're trusting that the person next to you doesn't have some kind of disease. It's not normally in our minds, but this has been like pushed right into our heads, and now everybody's scared, but they really should have been actually cautious all along, because there's any number of things that can happen to you.
Right.
But this has just so scared the heebie-jeebies out of everyone.
Right.
But we've got to get back to life at some point. We have to emerge out of our foxholes.
And like we've been saying on the Chill Pill, probably a new normal, because we have learned a lot through this virus.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have to be more careful, and we can't be coughing and sneezing over people, and stay out of work if we should be staying out of work if we're sick and all of that stuff.
Yeah. But it's been nice too, seeing each other a lot.
Yes.
I mean,
spending quality time together. Yes.
In different rooms.
It's been great. Oh, by the way,
I've got my room, she's got hers, but
not bedrooms.
No, I'm not talking bedrooms.
That makes
I'm
it
just
sound like
talking work.
I know. You sit in the sitting room and I'm back in the back room, so that we can get on with our work without annoying each other. Yes, but don't paint a picture that we're living on opposite sides of the parsonage, because that's not
Well,
true.
this place is big enough to do that.
It is. Yeah. It's a very, very nice house. But anyway, back to
we're resolving conflicts.
Well, before we get that, can I just say, for those who've been praying for my dad, the hospice care home in Northern Ireland called me on that app called WhatsApp. And so I was able to actually see my dad today and sing to him and talk to him. And, he's very, very, very weak. But he knew it was me, and he was trying to talk back and tell me things, and he said hallelujah again.
Wow.
When I sang to him
Irrepressible,
in the sweet by and by. He loves that hymn, so I sang that to him, and then he said hallelujah. So anyway, thank you for your prayers for Dad.
Yeah. So I want to read this verse first, and it's to do with resolving conflicts. It says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. And do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, with whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger.
Mm-hmm. Can I just say something about that? Those words right there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Often as Christians, we read those like in a church setting or in our devotional. And when we're with other people, we really try to do this. But somehow we feel like, well, when I'm at home, it's my space.
I can do what I want.
Yeah,
I can slag her off.
My husband or
off.
my wife needs to know the real me, okay?
Yeah.
So almost like this that you're reading is not the real us. This is like what we do for other people. But actually,
the us outside the house.
This is actually directed to us, period.
In the house, out
wherever we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that even as a husband and wife, we've been married 38 years, right?
Wow.
Woo. But the thing is, no matter how long we've been married, it doesn't give us the right to say, oh, well, by this stage, I am just who I am around. No, I still have to be careful.
A lot of people do that, by the way. This is me.
Take
me or
careful.
leave me.
Yeah.
And well, what if this is me is not a very nice person?
Right. Right.
And what if this is me is hurting you?
Right.
Or just it's not helping the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't hide behind this is me, like me or lump me. There's something that there's a responsibility there to change your behavior, not who you are, but change the behavior.
Right. And this is our call to action right here. That we need to treat each other, whoever the each other is. Right now, it's close-up family members because we're at home now. But whether we're at home or when we're back outside mixing with other people, it doesn't matter. This doesn't say only for your neighbors and friends. This says this is how we should be, period.
Right.
Right?
It is. So we've got about 5 don'ts for resolving conflict that we talked about, that you and I talked about ahead of this. And one is the silent treatment. Mm-hmm. Another one is walking out. Another one is sarcasm. Another one is what we call, in Ireland anyway, jokes with a jag.
We joke with a jag.
You're telling a joke, but really you're poking or irritating or trying to run somebody down. Oh, I was just joking, honey. It's just a joke. Can't you take a joke? Well, it's not a joke if the other person's not laughing.
Right.
So, and then insults, of course. People can throw insults. So let's talk a little bit about some of those.
Sarcasm's a terrible thing. Right. Really, those kinds of things where we're exaggerating something.
Yeah. And that can just be a look.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily need to be words. It could be laughing or
the tone of the voice. It's a superior way to talk to somebody, like somehow I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And that's what brings out the sarcasm. And that's a terrible way to talk to people, no matter who they are. And as you were saying, the joke with a jag, like if we know things about each other and we can't, if you have some sensitive areas, I have some sensitive areas, we can't be joking about those.
Yeah. Because
that's hurtful. That's not right.
And I think the root of sarcasm is what you said, I'm better than you.
Mm-hmm. It's a pride
You're
thing.
actually, you're putting yourself above that other person when you're being sarcastic to them all the time.
Mm-hmm. The silent treatment's awful. We've talked about that on this show.
A lot of people use that. That's something you and I have never deployed.
Like you said on the chill pill, I don't know how to be silent.
And I don't do that either. But I know some people do because it's like, I think that sometimes people don't know how to deal with it, maybe. They don't know how to engage in this debate. And so in order to get the other person's attention, they say, I'm just going to be silent. So that they'll know something's wrong, so that they will start
Again, though, I think that's a pride thing. Because what they're looking for is the other person...
around the house, being quiet.
The other person to keep trying to get their attention. That's a pride thing. Just humble ourselves and talk.
And then the other person's falling over backwards, and they like the attention.
Yeah.
So it's like a power thing.
Yeah, keep trying to get my attention. Go on.
Yeah,
I'm still silent. The walking away thing is so, again, like it's an arrogant, dramatic thing. Right, I'm out of here. and going out, the drama of it all, and maybe even slamming a door behind you or something.
Yeah.
No, that's all.
Yeah, leaving
arrogance.
the house and all that. No, okay, I understand certain leaving the house. Like if someone
being abusive or something.
Yeah, well, not just that. I've obviously abusive, but I'm thinking in terms of if someone really is irate and they're in practically a rage and they do need time to calm down.
Then they should.
But they should
themselves.
say that, okay, I have to leave for a bit. I'm not going to be gone for long, but I just have to cool down, go for a walk. I can understand that part, but just walking out all the time, every time there's an argument.
It's not fair.
And threatening to leave the person or threatening divorce.
Oh,
A lot of people are always threatening divorce, like a weapon.
Yeah.
Guess what? I might divorce you.
Or maybe we should get divorced.
Maybe we should. You shouldn't even engage in those conversations, really. They shouldn't even... That should be an, off the table thing. Or I'm threatening to leave you.
Right.
Insults.
But can you read this first part again?
Let no unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs. Everyone has a need for encouragement. There's not enough encouragement.
Right.
People are going to work, working for bosses, and they hardly ever get encouraged by them. They're taken for granted. They don't talk to them. And it's like, come on, people need encouragement.
But the target of this is what I like. The focus of it is building the other person up.
Yeah.
And that's the exact opposite of that list that we just gave. The whole sarcasm and the...
That's tearing them down.
That's pulling people down.
Yeah.
So that's the opposite of what the Lord's telling us to do here.
And some people, with really what I call strong minds, try to destroy people.
Manipulate.
Yeah, because they've got a strong mind and they're really in control. And you've heard of this whole thing, gaslighting. Gaslighting is basically making the other person think they're nuts. That, what that one person does is get them to tweak and get them to explode, and then maybe laughs at them and feels like they're superior, but they have caused the explosion.
Right.
Because their mind, some people have that kind of mind where they want to gaslight someone and make it feel like it's their fault all the time. It's not my fault, it's your fault. You're wrong.
And look, you just lost it again.
And you lost it again, therefore you're nuts, I'm right, you're wrong. And that's really bad.
No.
That's really not nice to live with, that kind of thing.
Please, what is this now? I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on today. Ephesians.
This is Ephesians chapter 4, if you want to read the whole...
29.
If you want to read the chapter, and it goes on to talk about rage and slander and all that.
I think we just have to be so careful how we live.
Yeah, then it goes on to say, be kind and compassionate to one another. So, hey, that's a lot to take in for a Thursday. But it's good to talk to you again, Slauncher.
Yeah, have a great rest of your week, and we'll have the service together on Sunday.
Yeah, service on Sunday and
online, of course.
Don't forget there's online giving if you want to utilize that.
Okay. Anyway, God bless you all.
Pip pip
and cheerio.
And cheerio.